This is James with WSTrades.com. I want to provide an update here on ticker SDOT or Sadot Group. So I got a comment, somebody was asking for an update or some analysis on this stock. So I thought I would check it out. I was looking through some of their recent news stories in the chart here, and they've only been trading for a couple months. So it looks like they started trading on July 28th here, and they had a good earnings release here mid-August. So it looks like the analysts were looking for a loss of 2 cents a share on earnings. They actually came in with a positive EPS, so they actually made 1 cent a share. And then the sales came in at a miss. The estimate was 203.96 million. They came in at 160. So a sales miss, but a beat on earnings per share. So I was taking a look through some of the financial statements here in Yahoo Finance, and we can see on the annual income statements here, they have increased revenue pretty significantly. If you look at 2019, they only had 4.9 million in revenue, and the last 12 months, 529 million in revenue. So that's a big increase in revenue there. And you can see also the gross profit has come from 871,000 the last 12 months, 11.8 million. So pretty significant increases there, and that has helped the last 12 months, especially that last quarter, to get to actual positive earnings. Because you can see down here the earnings for 2019, negative 28 million. The last 12 months, still negative overall if you look at the last 12 months here at negative 5.1 million, but definitely trending in the right direction. So if this trend continues with revenue, with gross profit, and with earnings, they might consistently have positive EPS, even though it might be a small number. That would be better than a lot of the losses we're seeing here on the annual. If we look at the balance sheet here, assets have grown significantly as well. If you look at 2019, they had 6.2 million. The end of 2022, 27.2 million. So pretty big increase in assets there. Liabilities have increased, but not as quickly. So that's good. You can kind of see the spread or the distance between assets and liabilities widening, which is good. So that means the assets are growing faster than the liabilities. But if we come in here and look at the cash flow statement, we do see for financing, there are a lot of big numbers. You can see 2019, they financed 6.1 million. 2020, they financed 12.3 million. 2021, they financed 21.5 million. The last 12 months, they financed 3.3 million. So that does help to explain some of the widening there. As a lot of the earnings reports on the annual, they are losing money. So, to keep assets there on the balance sheet, they are doing a lot of financing here. If we look at the operating cash flow, it's trending in a better direction. You can see 2019, they lost 4.5 million in operations. The last 12 months, 2.5 million. So that number has come a little lower, a little more towards a break even, but still not a break even on operating cash flow. And then if we look at free cash flow, it's kind of the same story. 2019, they had negative 5.6 million in free cash flow. Last 12 months, negative 3 million. So it has trended in the right direction, although we do not consistently see free cash flow, positive free cash flow for this company yet. So like for me, looking through the financial statements and stuff here, they have a lot of good trends going on, like we talked about on the income statement. With revenue, with gross profit, with earnings, things are definitely trending in the right direction. And if those trends continue, we might actually see them consistently have positive earnings. I was looking though through their earnings release and their outlook or their guidance, and they don't really give any numbers here. It just says it's just kind of a positive outlook here, but they don't really say, hey, we're expected to have positive EPS in the third and fourth quarter of this year, or we're expected to lose money in the third and fourth quarter of this year. So I can't really say the company is not really giving that guidance. So I can't really say what is going to happen here in quarter 3 and quarter 4, but I can say if these trends continue, when we look at cash flows, when we look at earnings, when we look at gross profit, when we look at revenue, if those trends continue, I could definitely see this company having consistent positive earnings. But that remains to be seen, especially as the company does not give us any guidance on what those numbers are going to look like. So for me, just kind of looking at their guidance, looking through the financial statements, this is not a stock that I would buy. Typically, I don't buy stocks, companies that, have negative operating cash flow, negative free cash flow, negative earnings. So personally, this is not an investment that I will be making, but, that doesn't mean in the future they won't turn into a positive earnings company consistently every quarter. If we see those massive spikes in revenue year over year, we see those massive spikes in gross profit year over year, then, if that trend continues, I could definitely see this thing in the future at some point becoming a company that has those consistent positive earnings, but, that remains to be seen. I'll continue to keep you updated here on ticker SDOT or Sadot Group. Please like this video. Please also subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Hit that notification bell. Appreciate you for taking the time to watch this. Talk to you soon.